begin. Assuming everybody remembers my name. Okay, I was trying to show you this. Everybody by the end of the lesson should be able to explain the meaning of environmental degradation and talk about natural occurrences, things that happen naturally that end up damaging our environment. Okay, so I'm saying that while we try to use the environment, there are some practices we end up doing, even those we don't do but happen naturally. Some happen or some we do them and they improve the environment. So we say they modify. Others we do them, they damage. Okay? So in our today's lesson, we shall be looking at the natural disasters natural occurrences, natural things that happen and end up damaging the environment. But to begin with, the meaning of environmental degradation, okay? And there on our screen is the definition. We have provided at least two. I think I should unmute some people and ask them to read. Since Nakajiri, you have just come, can you read for us the first meaning of environmental degradation? Unmute, then you read. That is Cynthia. Cynthia is the last born in this class. Yes, Cynthia Nakajiri.
Environmental degradation are practices that lead to damage of the government.
Damage of the? Damage of the government.
Of the environment.
Perfect. You are good now. Environmental degradation are practices that lead to damage of the environment. Everybody should understand that. So any practice, any activity that we carry out and it damages the environment, that is what we end up calling environmental degradation. We have definition number 2, which we say environmental degradation is the overuse or misuse of the environment. Misuse of the environment, using the environment poorly, that will end up damaging it. We call it environmental degradation. We can as well say environmental degradation is the lowering of the quality of the environment. The lowering of the quality of the environment. For example, our lakes, our rivers, our forests, there is a natural way they appear, okay? You will find what is clean. You find in forest, the trees are there, but there are activities we do, for example, in a river, and you find that the quality of the water is no longer as it was originally. Or you find that the amount of water itself in a lake is no longer as it used to be. So it means we have lowered the quality of the environment, or it means we have damaged the environment. So lowering the quality of the environment or the activities that damage the environment is what we call environmental degradation. This Sunday, I don't see Emma. I don't see Kwal. You may encourage them to join online learning. Okay, if everybody has understood number 1, today our main lesson is going to look at the natural occurrences, okay? Natural occurrences, natural disasters, things that happen naturally, and they end up lowering the quality of the environment, and they end up damaging the environment, and they end up degrading the environment. All those words mean the same. One is earthquake. The earthquake is natural. You can't say it is man who has caused an earthquake. Earthquake is what in Uganda we call what? Musisi, not so? What we call musisi, when the earth shakes very vigorously and you feel trembling when you're about to even ask for you are worried. So that is what you call earthquake. When earthquake happens, it can end up destroying different things. For example, the houses can go. Remember, houses are also part of the environment that we call the man-made or the artificial environment. Clear? Then we have number 2, which is called volcanic eruptions. Yeah, Otima, I've seen your hand. Let me finish explaining this, then I'll get you. Volcanic eruptions, I think most of us know. This happens when molten rock, meaning a rock in form of a liquid, comes from underground when it is very hot with fire and pours on the Earth's surface. That is what we call volcanic eruptions. For example, in our nearby country called DRC, last month we had a mountain where volcanic eruptions took place. Only legends will type for me in the chat box the name of that mountain if they remember. A mountain in DRC that erupted recently. When these eruptions take place, a lot of property is destroyed. A lot of property is destroyed. Vegetation around is destroyed. People's houses are destroyed. The crops are burnt down, even the animals, even people end up dying. Clear? So that is called volcanic eruption. You have refused to type for me the mountain which recently erupted. But for me, since I'm not, I don't have jealous, I'll type for you in the chat box, and everybody should be able to see. The mountain that erupted is called Mount. Is there? Read Nirawati. There, in the chat box. Check everybody. That mountain last month erupted in DRC. It is in eastern DRC. It erupted and killed people and destroyed a lot of property. The mountain, who can pronounce for us? Nyiragongo. The mountain is pronounced as Mount Nyiragongo. Nyiragongo. Okay? So Mount Nyiragongo erupted and killed a lot of people. So occurrence number 3 is called drought. 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 So when you talk about drought, we are basically talking about a prolonged dry season. A situation where an area spends a long time without experiencing rainfall. So that is called drought. By definition, we can say drought is a long period of sunshine without rainfall. Okay, a long period of sunshine without rainfall. Or we say a prolonged dry season is called drought. Who can tell me the damage that takes place when drought is experienced in an area? I've allowed everybody to unmute in case you want to speak to me. When drought takes place, what dangers does it bring? Please, Sandy, I know you're present. Say something.
Many people die.
Many people die, that's super correct. And how will people die because of drought? Do you think it is the sunshine that will drive them up, or when there is a drought, what will happen that will finally lead to death of people? How does drought lead to death of people? Yes, blessed.
It leads to famine.
That's super correct now. Drought leads to famine, which will lead to death of people. Holy Peace, please sit properly, my sister. You're sitting as if you're in a bus, why coaches going to Mbari? Another danger that will happen when drought comes is that animals will also die, okay? Drought leads to death of animals. How? When drought happens, pasture will dry up, water bodies will dry up. So the drought will lead to shortage of pasture and water for animals. Clear? Very good. Next is lightning. Lightning is a natural occurrence. It's a natural disaster. Some of us have ever seen that flash of light that exists in the sky usually. Sometimes when it is about to rain, we shall learn better in science how it happens. That is a form of electricity. So lightning happens and it damages a lot of things. For example, lightning strikes, we say lightning strikes. It can strike people and they die. It can strike buildings and they collapse. The same lightning, since it is a form of electricity, it can spark of fire, it can cause fire outbreak in buildings, and you find that buildings have all been burnt down. Clear? That's called lightning. Then the other occurrence we are talking about is called floods. Floods. Floods is common in areas which are mountainous and areas which are valleys and rift valleys, lowland areas. Usually when there is too much downpour, that's rainfall, a lot of water collects in such areas. So you find that a place which is always dry, it is now covered by water. And that's the meaning of floods. Floods is where a place which is always dry is now covered by water. So you now can see that if floods take place, also they will cause a lot of danger. These dangers, I want to get them from you right now via the chat box. Dangers which floods will cause. Chat box, how I wish I would hear from who, let me see, the one I've not heard from. If I would hear from Otim, sorry, Jerry, and Pony Lindsay. Dangers caused by floods. If a place is covered by water, what will happen? Ashaba has said death, but Otim Jeremiah has said the better thing, death of people, okay? Ashaba, my sister, don't just say death. You can say death of people, or you can say death of animals. Pony Lindsay, my good friend, has said destruction of houses, okay? So floods destroy houses. That's good of you, Pony. Let me get more from Atkunda. Cynthia Atkunda. What else is the danger caused by floods? Yes, Atu. I think at home they call you Atu. Not so.
Sorry, it has to be crops.
Very good, very good. Floods destroy crops, and you have the same point with holy peace and Narwa.
It has to be destroy crops.
It destroys crops. Okay, thank you. That is super correct, my friend. Okay. Floods do a lot. They even destroy roads. They even destroy bridges. You find a bridge has been washed off, you see, and that will cause a problem to transport. I can now ask a very hard but easy question saying, how do floods hinder transport in an area? How do floods disturb transport? How do floods cause a problem to the transport industry in Uganda? And the answer we can say is that floods destroy bridges, that's one. Floods destroy roads, that is two. Okay? So that's how we answer questions of that type. We have the next natural occurrence, which I think I should allow one of you to talk about. As for me, I sit and relax and watch my young people, how they discuss that point.
Which point?
This one, number 6. That natural occurrence, who can talk about it? The meaning and the dangers it causes once it happens. My God, nobody's hand is up. Connie, where is Nancy?
Teacher, I don't know where she is.
I thought your sisters. Anyway. Somebody talk about landslides? Nobody. Okay. Now, landslides happens commonly in mountainous areas. I want you to always remember that. Landslides are common in mountainous areas. How do they happen? Landslides happen mostly when the soil in mountainous areas usually has become very wet and soft so that it is easily detached from the mainland and it can easily move down the slopes of a mountain or a hill. So you find a big mass of soil has just been pushed down from the slopes up to the valleys, okay? That is called landslide. It can happen in a way that it is the land where your house is, and that soil goes down with your house, with you sleeping in the bed, with your mattress, with your sapatu, everything is taken down. That is called landslides. So when these landslides happen, they will also lead to death of people, destruction of property, e.g. crops, okay? That is always going to happen like that. In Uganda, the districts which are commonly affected by landslides include, but are not only the following, but I'm going just to give you a few. And that is straight in the chat box. On the slopes of Mount Elgon, we have that. Bududa district. I think Bududa district, let me send, you have seen it. Then we have another district in Western Uganda called Bundibujo. Bundibujo district. Those districts are commonly affected by landslides, even Kabale, together with Kisoro, as you see them in your chat box there. Because these areas are mountainous, they are commonly affected by landslides. When landslides happen, then many people die, property is destroyed. Who has ever seen in news or in a video people being rescued from landslides? When they have lost their property, there is a certain organization, a certain NGO that likes to help such people. Someone can even help me and tell me that. People who are trapped in landslides who have died, there's an organization that goes there to pick them, if they are injured, to treat them. Which organization do you think that is? Which organization, my dear ones? If you don't know, put your thumbs up. The organization that likes to help people who are faced in such disasters, e.g. landslides. Ashaba has given me an answer, but it's not correct, my sister. So for that reason, I will not read it. Thank you for trying. I like children who try. Let me get another trial. An organization that likes to help such people who are trapped in disasters, for example, landslides. Nara Akshita, you try your best also. Then we have Pony. Pony has given me the very best answer, and that means she's the queen of today. She's the classmate of our class from today, because she has given me a very good answer. Red Cross. The Red Cross is the correct answer, Pony. And thank you very much. Very, 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 very much. And that is yours. Also, that's your gift. Happy birthday, much as it has already passed. The Red Cross Society. The Red Cross Society is an organization that helps such people trapped in these emergency situations. Finally, my good people, we look at strong wind. Strong wind degrades the environment. It damages the environment. Because when this strong wind happens, you'll find that there is a lot of damage that will be caused to the environment. Damage to the buildings, damage to crops, damage on water in case we are sailing. You know what will happen when there is strong wind? Our boats, our ships will end up capsizing, will end up getting accidents on water, sinking. So it's a strong winds cause accidents on water. The question I can say to right now is, how does strong wind hinder or disturb water transport? And we shall answer and say, strong wind causes water accidents. Or we say strong wind causes accidents on water. Other dangers caused by strong wind are destruction of buildings, destruction of crops, among others. Are we together, my good people? Okay, our team is with me. Those who are also understanding me, can you send me a heart and I see? 9, including me. Honey is with me. That's wonderful. The same as Narwa, even as Shava. You are very good people. So let me check if what you are saying is true. Let me check if what you're saying is true. Question number 1, who wants to read it and answer it? You read it, then you answer it. Then I will know that you are a champion today. Otim's hand is up. Your chance is now, Otim, you answer. You read and answer. Honey, I see your hand, yours is number 2.
What is environmental degradation?
Degradation. The answer, Mr. Otim.
Environmental degradation is okay. It is okay. Okay, these are practices that lead to damage of the environment.
Thank you so much. Our team, you are a very good man in future, will be very rich. Say amen.
Amen.
Bonnie, take us to number 2.
Mention any 4 natural disasters that lower the quality of the environment.
Otio.
Droughts, landslides, earthquakes,
Flood.
strong wind.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
Flood.
All right, all right. This Sunday, you're next. Number 3 is yours.
What is drought? What is drought? Drought is the period of time where there is no rain.
Your network is a bit poor, please. Okay, please, what did you say? Can you come again?
Drought is the period of time with a lot of sunshine, little or no rain.
Yes, a prolonged period of sunshine without rainfall. Very good. Or a prolonged dry season is called drought. All right, let me now have someone take me to number 4. Not number 6, but number 4. Holy Peace, I see you have given me a heart, thank you. Can you take us to number 4? How best can we grow crops during drought? When there is drought, how best can we grow crops so that we prevent famine from killing us? That's a question for who? For anybody who wants to answer. How can we make sure that we grow crops when there is not enough rainfall? Go to the chat box and send me the answer. I hope, blessed, you're still alive. You're still there, Chat box, my people. How best can we grow crops when there is drought, when there is not enough rainfall, when there's too much sunshine? How can we make sure we grow crops?
By water.
By watering them. Okay. That is from Holy Peace, by watering them. Super, super, super correct. We can use the watering system. There is a good way we call that system, where we grow crops by watering. Artificial supply of water. What do we call that? Otim's hand is up. Otim, say it, my dear.
I think it's irrigation.
You are super correct. So we can say by irrigation. How best can we grow crops during drought? By irrigation.
Irrigation.
Okay, now there is the last number.
Irrigation.
How do floods lead to famine? How do floods lead to famine? Who has the answer? At Kunda, you have the answer?
They destroy a farmer's crops.
Yes, yes, yes. Thank you, Holy Peace. Floods destroy crops, which leads to famine. Floods destroy crops, which leads to famine. Famine simply means that we do not have enough food in the community, a situation where there is not enough food in the area, okay? That's what we call famine. So when there are floods, even when there is too much drought, crops are destroyed. And once crops are destroyed, it means we shall not get enough to eat. So that is what we call famine.
Teacher,
So-
I didn't understand what is drought.
You didn't understand what drought is, okay? Now we shall say that drought is a prolonged dry season. I think that is easier for you.
Teacher, drought is the prolonged dry season.
Yes,
Thank you.
you're very welcome, my daughter. So any other question, my dear ones? We have 1.5 minutes to leave. The exercise was shared in Google Classroom at 10 a.m. in the morning. So go there and attempt it. The yesterday activity was only attempted by one person. That is very unfortunate. So this time, behave as candidates, not so? Because you're going to P7, your P7 actually. This is the last topic of P6, so your P7. So I encourage you to do the work. We meet tomorrow at the same time, and we shall be doing RE. Anybody who is anybody excited about RE tomorrow?
Yes.
Teacher, yes.
All right, okay, see you. Can you put your videos then say bye to teacher? Enable the video and say bye to teacher. When he has already said bye to me.
Bye, teacher.
Okay, so see you tomorrow, and may God bless you.
Bye, teacher. We shall meet tomorrow, but what?
Yes.
Bye.
At the same time at
Bye.